I'm Peter McCool with HHS Action News, bringing you all the news we can. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful fall day. Many of you have been wondering when, if ever, our Subway sandwich shop will open. Stay tuned later in the broadcast to find out. Probably the biggest event in the last 2 weeks at HHS was our fall homecoming. After a fun-filled week of spirit days, pep rallies, and the jersey auction, the candidates were finally on center stage at the football game versus Ellenwood. The 2012 candidates were Jacob Durrett and Sydney Bilbrey, Kaiten Janisek and Olivia Lowry, Hagen Hanslick and Ashton Nicholson, Jeffrey Kaiser and Jenna Phelps, and finally, Zach Sanders and Michaela Riedel. Your 2012 fall homecoming queen was Jenna Phelps, and the king was none other than Jacob Durrett. Congratulations to all the candidates for being nominated and taking part in a great homecoming week.
Good job.
The Spirit Days for homecoming were a big hit this year. Let's look at a video recap of some of the characters seen in the halls of HHS.
Today is Dress for Success Day. What look were you going for?
The lazy look.
Just a successful look, since I'm class president, gotta rep the crown, gotta be looking fresh all day.
I was looking for nicely casual today.
I was just trying to look my best, like I always do.
Not myself.
Alright, we're here on Farmer Day at Hoyton High School, homecoming week. We got ourselves the farmers of the school here, and we know we're gonna do a little bit of interview, see what the farm life's all about. Alright, here we got Trevor Williams, What's the name of your farm?
I like to call it Williams Ranch.
Williams Ranch? What all you got on there?
Pigs, chickens, horses. I got some goats. We have some alpacas. We have some cows, some horses. Got some sheep too. Used to do a lot of mutton busting.
On your farm?
We got plenty of exotic animals out there. We don't really got a name for our farm. It's just a thing filled with a bunch of
so it's more
creatures, something like that.
Like, is it a petting zoo?
We half and half.
half man, half man. Should we do that?
Yep, we got cattle, horses, llamas, sheep, goats, tortoises, giraffes, zebras, ostriches, stuff like that.
That's neat. That's neat. You got
Some chickens. We got some chickens.
Can we bring the kids out?
You can bring the kids out any day of the week.
Can they feed them?
8:30 till 5:30 at night. I tell you what, we have some food there. The kids can feed.
I see your heart.
iPads are everywhere you look in our school these days. Darwin Brickley sat down with a few students to get their opinions and ideas of how the iPad use is progressing.
Probably Safari, since they blocked all the games, there ain't nothing to do. Like swiping with 4 fingers over and closing with 4 fingers.
And there's cool apps to where you can point it up into the sky at night, and then you can see the constellations of the stars. I think that's cool, and just a bunch of cool apps that are very handy in life. Learn a bunch. Well, I have it in English, government, bio, look up stuff on Safari.
I feel like they are a great innovation in the school, you know, that we are finally moving from the old ways and getting into a technology era. I feel that the students can learn better from this. I feel like it was a great move by the school. I mean, I witnessed it myself. There was a lot of students that when they were told to do their schoolwork, they would simply turn their iPad away from the teacher and play games.
And now to our feature story this week. I sat down with our city manager, Jonathan Mitchell, to get some answers about how our subway. Here is what he had to say.
We knew it was going up for tax sale a couple years ago, and we talked to the person who owned the building and said, hey, would you be willing to give that to the city if we paid the back taxes on it? And they agreed to do that. So the city acquired the property for pretty low cost, and since that time they have auctioned off the contents of the building to recover their cost. So that's how they acquired it in the first place, and then we've been working with adjacent property owners to try to come up with partnerships to make it more cost effective. Everything's moving forward pretty well. We have removed most of the internal contents of the building. We had those auctioned off to help the city recover their investment in the property. It sounds like Subway will be taking possession of the building October 1st of this year, and at that time they will really get rolling on the construction and demolition of what's in there, and then resurfacing of the floors, walls, and everything else. This project, they're looking at an investment in the renovation of about $180,000, and then they will put about $85,000 into equipment, and they'll pay a franchise fee to Subway corporate of $7,500. So altogether, there's going to be more than $270,000 invested in this project before the doors even open. If they get in there and start construction right away, October 1st, the contractor has told us about 6 weeks to, from start to finish a construction. We talked to the people at Subway corporate, and they're hoping it'll be much quicker than that. So I'm hoping it'll be in by Christmas time.
Our resident debate coach, Mr. Aborny, sat down with Kagan Blackwell to talk about how the team looks and how things have progressed this season. Let's see what he had to say.
Our debaters this year, Shea Bitter, Brandy Bodine, Dia Curtis, Ashley Durr, Jenny Firking, Megan Haney, Abby Herder, Tim Lewis, Shannon Manka, Erica Schwager, Robbie Williston, and Ethan Woodcock. We went to Great Bend this past weekend. We had Robbie Williston with Ashley Durr, and Jenny Firking was along as our alternate. It was kind of a learning experience. I will say we have a very young crew, very inexperienced, but I see a lot of potential, from the novices. Some of them seem very bright, and if we can get them to work a little harder, all of them, and if they can find some time among their schedules to get out to tournaments, I think there's no reason we couldn't bring some medals home from some novice tournaments, and there's no reason they couldn't do really well in the future.
The girls golf team won the league meet last week for the 3rd year in a row, while also competing in the Hayes Invite. Individually, Jordan Greer won both shooting a 99. Ashton Nicholson, who already has won twice this year, was 2nd in league and 3rd in the Hayes tourney. Hannah Wilborn finished 6th. The team heads to Russell Monday for regional action. Our Lady Cardinal tennis team is on their way to Russell this morning for the regional tournament. At the league meet a week ago in Ellenwood, the team placed 3rd. Jessica Schaff was the top performer, winning 2nd in number 2 singles. Good luck to both teams. Cross country competed yesterday at the Sterling Invitational. Riley Kester continued to run well, placing 18th in a very large meet. The team gets to stay home for league next week. The meet will be at the Hoisington City Park. Get out and support your Cardinal runners. Regionals follow a week later in Cimarron. The Cardinal volleyball team has turned some heads this season with a record of 20-6. The team won last night here at home versus Sacred Heart, 3-1. They won the first game 25-22 and the second game 25-12. They dropped the third game 17-25, but came back and finished them off with a 25-20. Come out for Dig Pink this Monday at the AC and then senior night on Thursday. Hope to see you there. The football team is 2-3 and heading to Lardard tonight to continue the Cards' march to another league title. Let's take a look at highlights from the last 2 weeks put together by Cody Stetler. Finally, Miss Rife took her physics class to the Hoisington City Pool for the annual boat races. Let's see who stayed afloat.
The cardboard boat races are for the high school physics class. I have been having students do the boat races for 13 years now. Started my first year here teaching and have done it ever since. My favorite part about the boat races is the fact that students get to work together at the beginning of a year on a fun project. They have to go through the parts of the scientific method, use cooperative learning and create critical thinking skills. And it's really fun to go down to the pool on the day to see their boat races and see how hard they've worked and for them to be successful. We had 4 different boats that were built for this project. We fought the wind a little bit on the day of the boat races. Michaela Riedel and Olivia Lowry's boat made it almost all the way across the pool. They fought the wind a little bit at the end. We had one boat that capsized right after they took off, and 2 other boats that made it partially across the pool.
Thanks for joining us for HHS Action News. Have a great day, and go Cards!